On February 21, 2014, Justin Mills was playing blackjack at Maryland Live Casino in Arundel County, Maryland. When he left the table to use the restroom, he was approached by shift security manager Christopher Coulter and at least two other casino security guards who suspected him of card counting. When asked to accompany them, Mr. Mills refused and attempted to leave the casino. Mr. Coulter blocked his path, grabbed his arm, twisted it behind his back, and escorted him to a security room. There, casino staff demanded identification, but Mr. Mills declined and asked to leave. He was told he could not do so without providing ID. After he continued to refuse, the staff called to off-duty police officers working at the casino Douglas Bilter and Kyle Chapello. The entire incident was recorded by casino surveillance and an audio recording initiated by Mr. Mills when the officers arrived.
What's going on, man?
I don't know. I didn't do anything illegal.
Okay.
I let him know that I just like to leave. I haven't done anything illegal. He just brought me back here.
Okay.
He said, no, you got to come with me. You don't have a choice. I'm like, no, actually, you guys, you know, if you want to, you know, doing something illegal, for example, is if you've been trespassed somewhere and have been told you're not allowed to return, you come back and you trespass. I've never been, have had any issues.
Do you want me to explain it to you? What he's trying to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay. So counting cards is what they're accusing you of. Okay.
Which is legal.
That is.
It's legal.
Okay. That it might be legal in your mind. Unfortunately, it's not here because there's ordinances against that. Okay. So at that point, you're in a private establishment where you're required to show ID to get in. It's a state establishment. So they're now asking you for your ID. That way they can ban you from coming back here. They need that ID. Okay, you can't leave here unless we ID who you are. So either you can give them your ID or you can go with us and we can fingerprint you, find out who you are, and then we'll release you. But it's going to be a lot easier if you give it to them, you'll be out of here in a minute, as opposed to going with us, which could take 2 or 3 hours. So you tell me what you want to do. Okay, like I said.
I just know that they're not allowed to backroom someone unless they're cheating or doing something illegal. Okay. I know that I can sue over this.
Okay, well, if you want to sue them, that's a civil matter, okay? We're not here to deal with that. Okay. Do you want to explain to them? Because I don't think you understand.
We're not accusing you of doing any wrongdoing. We're telling you we need your ID. Either you're going to give us the ID or we got to find your ID through fingerprint. That's what we're here for.
Because we're required to ID you. Anytime the police interact with someone where they're trying to get your information so they can ban you from coming here, they need to be able to identify who you are so you can't come back. We do the same thing. We'll get your information. We're going to tell you you're not allowed back here. If you come back, you'll be arrested. But I can't release you from here until I know who you are. So if you don't want to give me your ID, then I'm going to detain you and I'm going to take you down to the police station where I'm going to fingerprint you and get the Federal Bureau of Investigations to get your prints.
Well, that part I know isn't true. The FBI would have no interest in this. I'm not stupid.
No, I'm not saying they have any interest. Their database.
Oh, the database.
For your fingerprints. That's what I'm saying. So if you don't want to go with them, that's fine, but you're going to have to stand up, put your hands on your back, because you're going to go in handcuffs because they need your information in order to ban you. Thank you very much.
After officers Bilter and Chapello threatened to arrest Mr. Mills if he did not identify himself, he provided them with his passport. Maryland is not a stop and identify state, meaning individuals are generally not legally required to present ID to police, unless in specific situations, such as a traffic stop or when served with a subpoena. Although the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Hybel v. 6th Judicial District Court of Nevada 2000 for that refusing to identify oneself can be criminalized. This only applies in states with specific laws making such refusal a crime, and only when the ID request occurs during a lawful Terry stop based on reasonable suspicion. In Brown v. Texas 1979, the Supreme Court overturned a conviction where police detained and arrested a man solely for refusing to identify himself, ruling the detention violated the Fourth Amendment because there was no reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. Here, the only stated reason for detaining Mr. Mills was suspicion of card counting, which, as we will explore further, is not a crime in Maryland. Therefore, the officers likely had no legal grounds or reasonable suspicion to detain or threaten Mr. Mills with arrest.
And like I mentioned, you're obviously not welcome back here, okay? Sure. What's the period of the ban?
Like a 7 day, I'll get a letter from all the mailing address of his eviction.
Okay, did you hear that? So you'll get a 7-day eviction starting today, and in about a week, you'll get a letter from the casino which states what your final term of ban will be. So the casino can determine at that point whether they'll let you back in 7 days. They'll determine whether they're going to make it a month, or they're going to determine if you're banned indefinitely. Okay, so you'll get a letter from the casino. Before you get that letter, you can't come back or you'll
Now I
be
just have one
arrested.
question for you guys.
Okay.
Is the casino staff allowed to detain someone and backroom them if they haven't done anything illegal?
They have reasons to believe you are, and you're in a private establishment.
I mean, there's a lot of case law on this. There's been a lot of cases in Las Vegas that maybe Maryland hasn't, gotten a lot of these cases.
I don't know what the laws in Vegas are. I know the laws
I'm
for
just
this
saying.
state.
I know that you need to be doing something illegal like cheating or stealing or something in here to get back to legally be able to get back room, or else it's an unlawful detainment, right?
Okay.
Can you get detained?
If you feel like your rights were violated, you have every means to sue.
I was physically brought back here. I didn't come back here voluntarily.
Okay.
I told them I wanted.
Any altercations, they have state-of-the-art surveillance. I'm sure you're aware of that. So if you need to summons those videotapes, if you want to take them to court and sue them, you have that right. Okay.
Okay.
And if you want, I can get the information that you'll need to take the casino to court.
I mean, okay, but now, do you guys?
This is the guy in charge tonight. So if you want me to get his card, I'm sure he has one. He'll give you.
Yeah, I'll get.
And if you have any questions, you can call him or talk to your lawyer or whatever you want to do.
Well, as far as you guys know, are they allowed? Does it make any
Casinos
sense?
have
I mean,
different rules as far as this is concerned. We're here for criminal issues.
Right.
As far as the casino is concerned, that's what these gentlemen are here to do. Okay, they're with the gaming commission and the head of security. Here at the
I
casino.
just thought you guys
So-
might know specifically. Is a place allowed to detain you if you haven't done anything illegal?
If they believe you have, unfortunately, you don't think you have, but.
I don't know, belief that someone. I mean, no, they didn't believe anything. They knew exactly what they thought I was doing, which was something legal. So they forcefully detained me for something that they knew was legal.
Mr. Mills asked the officers whether casino security had the legal authority to detain him in the back room against his will for card counting an act that is not illegal. Under Maryland Regulation 36.05.03.13, the use of electronic, mechanical, or computerized devices to predict game outcomes or track cards is prohibited. However, there is no law in Maryland that criminalizes using one's memory or mental strategy to count cards in blackjack.
So,
I don't think you understand how it is. It's very simple.
oh, yeah.
It's a public place, and we suspect you're an advantage player, so we have the right to tell the people you're not welcome here.
You have the right to forcibly bring me
We
back.
have the right to say to the people that you're not welcome here. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. That's
So
it.
it's right on there.
That's it. It's very
Isn't
simple
it?
as that.
It's
No, it just says where you were born at.
It's 705 Winhall Way, Silver Spring, Maryland.
That's where they're going to send your notice to, okay?
705, right?
Winhall Way, Silver Spring, Maryland.
Security manager here. As a consequence of the action, your permission to be on this premises in the Maryland Life Casino is hereby revoked. The expressed or implied invitation by the owner or occupant of this land is specifically denied. You're being asked to leave the property immediately following this eviction process. You also forfeit any or all winnings and amenities while this eviction remains in effect, including means if you come on the property within the 7 days you win, you
I need to
can't.
cash out my chips.
What's that?
I need to cash in my chips that I have.
Okay. You won't be able to. So I can't let you back on the floor, okay?
Well, can someone else cash in my chips?
Someone
you guys
can, no, we can't, but someone else for you can.
You can't steal my money. You have to be
Someone can cash them in for you.
before I leave.
Do you have any?
Yeah. No, I came here by myself.
You gonna ask a random stranger to do it or what? We can't cash.
I've never heard of this.
All right, let him continue.
Any future unauthorized entry in the Maryland Live Casino on this property shall be considered trespassing and subject to arrest and prosecution to the full extent of Maryland law. This remains in effect for a period of 7 days and will be followed up with a letter indicating the full length of the eviction for committing one or more of the following, okay? So if you get caught back on the property, it'll be trespassing within those 7 days. You'll get a letter in the mail sometime within those 7 days saying, well, 7 days is sufficient. They'll give you a 2-month, 3-month, 5-month. I don't know what that decision will be made by the GM. So I need you to go ahead and sign this saying that you understand that I explained this to you. Go ahead and read it. I'm fine with that.
You'll get a copy of that, correct?
Yeah, I'll give him a copy once he signs it. And here's your passport, and there's my card.
Hey, are you guys audio recording? You don't do that?
Unless you have an audio recorder.
Not a good one anyway.
Yeah, okay. I don't have the
It's all right.
Somebody
as long as, you guys can remember what was said here today. All right, what day is it?
Today's the 21st.
The 21st.
So what he's saying about your chips is, they're your chips, we're not taking your chips.
Oh, I need
You
to
just
cash
can't-
them in.
You can't cash them in right now.
Well, can someone else cash it in?
You can
This
find
is all the
someone
money
that
I
can cash them
had.
in for you.
This is all the money I had with me. They can't just steal my money. This is my money.
You're right, and the money's still in your pocket, it's just in
Those
chip
chips still
form.
have value. You got a phone?
Why wouldn't I be
Where
able
are you
to?
from? Are you from around here?
Yeah, I'm from Silver Spring,
Spring.
and I'm okay. I know Maryland has the same laws around gaming as Vegas, for the most part. If anything, Vegas is
Okay.
stricter. They
Again,
always.
you're talking about Vegas. We're not here to talk about Vegas. I've never been to Vegas. I don't know Vegas law, so I can't advise you on that. Okay, so stop asking about Vegas. We don't know. Okay,
I'm just
we
saying.
can go based on what Maryland law
I thought it
states because
makes
I'm a Maryland
sense.
police officer,
Well,
not a Vegas police officer.
I don't know why security couldn't cash in my chips then and bring the cash back.
Because then you could accuse them of stealing your money, which we don't want to do because you're already trying to accuse them of doing illegal things, right? So why would we let you try and accuse them of more things? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
If you want to play tough ball, then that's fine. We're not going to let you cash in your chips, okay? So unfortunately, that's how it's going to be. We're not stealing your money, but we're obviously not going to take your money and cash them because then you're going to sit here and tell us that we stole your money. You've already tried to accuse us of illegally detaining
Not you.
Since you're a lawyer and
Not
all
you
that.
guys.
Okay.
I'm accusing the staff of the casino.
And you might, hence why we're not going to deal with the chip issue, because I'm not going to have you trying to accuse them of something else, okay? So we're going to minimize that. Within your 7 days, I'm sure when you come back, whenever your eviction's up, you can cash your chips. If you want to call the general manager, whoever's above him, you have his card. If you want to call them and they can make arrangements with you to come by tomorrow or something like that, as long as you have their permission to come by here, you might be able to come by tomorrow and cash them out, right? Maybe something like that. If they talk to them and say, hey, I just need to cash out my chips, whatever. They might say, okay, come by, we'll meet you at the front door and we'll take you to cash them, okay? Unfortunately, we're not going to do that right now.
Okay, I'll have someone else cash it then.
Okay, and that's totally fine.
All right.
But in the 7 days until you hear a notice, just don't come back to the casino, okay? Unless you speak with someone that works at the casino that's give you permission to come back.
If you get that permission to come back, make sure they call the security desk and let the people in the security know. Sometimes there's a disconnect. I don't want any issues if you're allowed to come back in, okay?
Okay? So if you talk to someone that's higher up than him in the casino and they say you can come back, whenever you come in the front door, tell the security officer, hey, I was banned, but I had permission to come back from so-and-so, so they can verify that before you come in. Okay? Does that sound fair?
All right. Okay. Now,
Okay.
if I need to follow up with anyone, if you guys would like this.
Who do you want to follow up with?
No, I'm saying if, someone needs to contact you in the future just to get like a statement or something, if you have like a card.
Yeah, I'll give you my card.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. If you have any questions, you can call me right there. If your lawyer wants to call me, my phone number's on the bottom of it, okay?
Thanks.
All right, right out this way, sir.
After being ejected from the casino, Mr. Mills received a letter permanently banning him from the premises, and he was no longer able to cash in his winnings personally. On February 20th, 2015, Mr. Mills filed a federal lawsuit against the casino, Mr. Coulter, and Arundel County, and officers Bilter and Chaplow. After more than 2 years of litigation, on July 10, 2017, the court ruled in favor of Mr. Mills on his civil claim for false imprisonment and denied the two officers qualified immunity. Less than 2 months later, on August 23, 2017, the case was settled out of court through a confidential agreement. The two officers received heavy criticism for arresting Mr. Mills without legal justification, indicating either a lack of understanding of the law or a complete misunderstanding of card counting. They acted as if the casino had the authority to detain Mr. Mills, which it did not.